3, 2, 1. Hi there, welcome back to One Take Car Reviews. Today I have the 2022 Jeep Wagoneer. So this is the Series 3 model, so it's going to be very well equipped with a lot of the different features and options and kind of things like that we're going to be looking for. The only difference between the 2022 model and the 23 is that it does seem like there's a slight change in the engine type just in order to increase some fuel economy and that sort of thing. So this has the 473 horsepower V8, and the new model is going to be coming out with a 510 horsepower twin turbocharged inline 6. That's the only difference mainly between these two different models. However, this car does look really good. You've got the beautiful rims here, nice LED headlights, and when you open the door, you've got some things here that say hi to you, just so that you don't have to step up into the car because this car is a little bit higher. The nice thing is about these, they do have air ride suspension, so they can actually adjust up and down. They can go up an additional 3.6 inches for additional ground clearance and that sort of thing, or they can actually drop down about half an inch lower, just depending on what kind of activities you're going to be using the car for. Inside, the car does look gorgeous. You have the perforated leather seats in there with multi-contour seats. Very, very comfortable. This one does have ventilated and heated seats as well, which are very nice, especially on a hot, humid day like it is today. The quality on the door cards here, you've got this really nice poreless leather wood here. I would have liked to see this actually be, real wood as opposed to kind of like a plasticky type material. Very high quality fit and finish though. Around here to the back, you've got these split captain's chairs back here. I'm actually not sure if you can option these with a bench seat, but you do have plenty of space, tons of screens. You can actually get the wonderful little screens in the back of the seats there for multimedia and various other things that you'd like to go through as well. I'll have a link to this car down in the description, so if you have any questions about like specifics on the vehicle or anything like that, we'll make sure that you can actually see those without too much difficulty. You get a cool little animation on these tail lights whenever you're opening up the trunk. They expand out to the side and greet you as you're coming inside here. Underneath, you've got a little storage compartment, so if you need to store anything, especially if you're going across the border or anything like that, you've got some additional space down there, so you're not worried. And then back here, you can adjust the different seating controls and everything like that too, so you don't have to get inside in order to adjust any of those. Tailgate is a power tailgate. Press one button and it just goes ahead and closes. And yeah, this is the Series 3 model. You can always tell what kind of trim level it is because you'll have this little badge back here. Series 3 is the highest version of this car, so it's going to have all the cool stuff that we want to see. If you guys want to come on inside and take a seat, we'll go on a quick little drive. All right, so whenever we're ready to turn this car on, this one does have the V8, so you have a great sounding exhaust whenever the car turns on. And then these seats are incredibly plush, definitely very high quality seats, and the top does independently move from the bottom. So if you want to get really comfortable and very specific on how your seating position is, really, really nice. And then these headrests that are on the back of the seat are actually fully customizable as well, so you can bend them and really contour them to however you would really suit your preference. Beautiful touchscreen in here. I'm not sure about the specific size of it, but you are able to adjust it. And one of my favorite parts about this vehicle is you can actually got an extra little amount of storage down here for all of your multimedia controls and things like that. You've got a USB, wireless phone charger, a whole bunch of different stuff. Even a couple of HDMI, even an HDMI port over here, a couple of USBs and USB Type-Cs. So plenty of options as far as multimedia controls go. This car, steering wheel is very high quality, so that it feels like it's this car's stickers over $100,000, so you expect it to be really nice. Being that this one is the Series 3, you do get a higher quality audio system. I believe it's a 23 speaker sound system. It sounds really, really good. I'll can play you a little sample here. Too bad. Can't do too much more because otherwise we'll get copyrighted, but let's take it on a quick little drive. You've got some different driving modes and everything like that as well, so you've got different things as far as if you're off-roading, you can put it in rock mode, snow, sand, mud, anything like that, and even a sports mode if you're wanting to get a little more peppy with it. Granted that this thing is a big body SUV, it's not the most agile car on the road, but it does have a good amount of power with that V8. reason that they switched over to a twin turbo 6-cylinder on the new model is just to increase that fuel economy a little bit. This car has an average fuel economy on this specific one of about 14 to 15 miles per gallon average per the EPA, and on the new one it's actually going to be increased up to about 19. So not terrible, but whenever you're in a car that's this size, you're not exactly buying it for great fuel economy. If you wanted that, just buy a Civic or a Prius or something like that. You can really feel that air ride suspension as you're, barreling into these corners and stuff like that. There we go. But yeah, very, very impressed with Jeep. This thing really is not like your old school style Jeep where you just hear everything creaking and cracking. And it does have a lot of like really nice fits and finishes, but compared to some of the competitors like GLS Mercedes or the BMW X7, it does leave a little bit of things lacking. Like the rear seats are actually not power. They're actually just manually controlled. You can adjust the headrests by power. You can drop those with a push of a button, but having those be manual on an over $100,000 car really kind of upsets me. There are some things that this car does do really well that the BMW X7 and the GLS don't have. Like you've got this cool little display up here, which you can, push little movies and stuff like that onto. So if the passenger wants to stay occupied or if you have kids, that's really nice. So as far as entertaining and everything, this car is probably a little bit better, but as far as a driver's vehicle, it leaves a little bit to be desired on that factor. Technology is fantastic. The nice thing about this car, you don't have to go into a stupid menu in order to pull up your heated or ventilated seats. You just have those directly activated, just push of a button right there. You can even adjust if you just want it on your back or if you want it on your butt, anything, you can just do those pretty much without too much difficulty. And you've got a screen off button not buried in a menu. You can press a single button and then everything will get blanked out, because more and more nowadays I feel like cars are getting too technology based and there's not enough, it doesn't feel like a car. You drive at night and you just feel like you're just stuck in a nightclub. You don't want that all the time. One thing I do really like that the Chrysler Group really started to improve on, that they used to be an issue, is their new transmission lever. The new one, it feels very clunky, very hang up buttons, separate buttons for the phone, so you don't have to guess if you're hanging up or if you're just trying to make a phone call outbound as well. The gauge cluster is all digital, so it does have really great response time. Whenever the digital gauge clusters first started coming out, they were really laggy and just didn't feel like they had a lot of response to them. This thing, it works very, very well. Even as far as the fuel economy and range and everything like that, the vehicle does a great job of displaying how much time you have till you're out. Right now it's on low range because what can I say? But overall, if you want to ask my personal opinion on this car, if I was in the market for a big body SUV, this would be on my list, but I don't necessarily know if I would choose this over some of the competitive options. But yeah, that's where I'm probably going to leave it today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.